welcome back to another video. It is Jatan with All Things Jatan, and we are on our way out for a little outing, so I figured I would bring you guys along. I will also give you an update, as y'all know I typically do when I have long breaks of where I'm not showing up for myself. It was in good reason enough to me. I told y'all before that when I'm not in sound mind to come on here and talk, I can't. But when I find and make revelations regarding certain things, then that's when I will come on here and discuss and share that with you all. So we are going today somewhere that I have been dying to go since living in Georgia. I've been hearing all about it, see it all on TikTok. So we're on our way there, and I'm going to bring you along. It is Saturday morning. The time is 10:10. I wanted to be out a little earlier. However, my house was a mess. And I was like, the kids wanted to go as well. Y'all got to clean my house up. So we did a little tidy up, everybody. I was the first one up, believe it or not. And I just doing something very simple, like athleisure or whatever. So last night we went to church, had an amazing service. Yeah, so I'm not going to get the rambling because I got them out there waiting. But y'all know I'll fill y'all in. Hey y'all, so we just finished leaving the H Mart. We wondered, is it good?
The boba tastes weird, but it is good. The boba don't taste like actual boba.
The kids are trying their boba teas that we got from the store. Let me show yours, and I'm putting hand sanitizer on my hands. They got these. Let me try.
Oh yeah, the bubbles. They're nasty. But the flavor.
I didn't get any of boba.
The flavor.
Ooh, the calories on here. They said that the flavor on this is good, but the bubbles taste weird. This one is
probably different.
Brown sugar flavor. With the pearls in there. Let me cut this air on because we sitting here. So we came to the H Mart because we kept seeing it on TikTok. We wanted to try a couple of their snacks and stuff like that.
They catfish.
So
yeah.
We also wanted to try like the Korean hot dogs and stuff like that. It was a couple places by the Shake Shack and all that we went to that had, remember?
Yeah.
So we not too far, but we're gonna go past there that we can still get. Y'all, we done spent $99 in this store, and I feel like it's all on snacks. And I told the kids, y'all gonna be eating snacks.
I want the thing look like.
Okay, let's go through the bag, y'all.
This is so good. Like the flavor of it is good. Like if it was just that by itself.
That's Jordan talking, y'all.
I just pulled out the first thing.
Okay, so these are shrimp flavored chips. So we are going to try these. This is what they look like. We're going to do a little car mukbang. So this is what the chips look like. They kind of remind me of, I forget what the name of the chips like back in the day.
Have some? Can I have some?
I like the texture. Hold on, we get right past the peas like we used to do. Alright, get the next one.
These taste like the baby puffs. Taylor, no.
I don't really feel like they got a shrimp flavor too much.
Oh god.
Yeah, I want those.
This is what Taylor has been
Bugging for.
Yeah, so ooh, the calories on these, y'all. And we did not eat. We left the house. Do I got that air on? Because it's not giving air. It's not giving air. What flavor y'all want? It is
chocolate.
I want that one.
You want the? She want the first one. Let me show y'all what these look like. They got like little ice cream cones. They go chocolate. Kason, what kind you want? I want strawberry. Kason is my child. Here. So let's open these up. Let me tell y'all, the H Mart is High Mart. The H must stand for high because it's expensive. I mean, certain things are reasonable. However, like, why are y'all noodles noodling or whatever? But this is what that looks like. They good?
Yeah. I like the chocolate. The chocolate, like, it just melts in your mouth.
This remind me of a snack.
Pocky.
No. It didn't give me Pocky. Like a snack that we grew up with.
What's them little...
That I grew up at.
They're like Bugles, but with chocolate in it. If y'all know what I'm talking about, comment down below. But
it got chocolate in here too.
Yeah, on the bottom.
And I see what they say like about like other countries and stuff like that. Their stuff is not overly sweet. And I love that for us. I didn't pick back up the chips, so alright, you supposed to be getting the stuff, sis. Come on now.
I'm trying to take a picture of everything.
Is this the only other thing we got?
Yeah. Oh wait. What's the, what else? Oh, and it's this, but I think this is yours.
Oh yeah, that's mine. So
we didn't
also
find too many snacks. Cause a lot of them were high.
Yeah. We had a limit scale back because there was a couple things that I wanted to get as
these
well.
These are buzz, like, I'd rather these over Takis, and you know how much I love Takis.
These are, and I've seen people eat these with like the steam or like jasmine rice, so we were trying this in the car. She can get some more. So these are seasoned small crabs, so
I'm gonna put one on
you
here.
eat the whole thing.
I want to try it at the same time.
Oh, y'all all want to try it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and grab one.
I'm chill.
I don't think it's cooked. It was on the picture. It looked like brown.
Well, the people that ate all of it, so we just want pray to God.
Well,
Amen.
but I've seen mukbangers
Grab
when
one.
they eat them like this, but they're steamed, but...
Yeah, I did see raw ones too, but they were bigger. Y'all ready?
Ready.
Kason, we can't see you.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
I don't think
I
like.
don't think they were cooked. I don't think they were cooked.
So I'm a texture person,
Let me get a chip.
and I definitely see the potential.
On some rice, it would be better.
Yes, I definitely see
I'm
the
not gonna eat that
potential.
by itself.
Give me a chip. Let me see what it's giving with a chip. And they're not overly spicy. Like Taylor probably
Taylor
could
could
even.
eat these.
I like that.
Have some chips.
They don't taste good.
I need rice.
Yeah.
I mean, the chips.
Jordan got the chips, but we can bring all along to finish out our
Here, just grab one of these.
store runs for the day.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Have chips.
Here.
I thought it was gonna be like the flavor of like a snow crab. I mean, not snow crab, but the fried crab. What is it called? I can't think of the
we
name.
couldn't find the fried crab.
But overall, you take chances in life. That's what it's about. I want to try another one of these because they are good. Can you put this in the bag for me, please? We'll catch you on the next one.
Strawberry.
It is Sunday and we are about to get ready for church, but I just want to throw on dinner in my Instapot before we head out the door. I do that by browning both sides of the beef and letting it get a really good flavor on the outside on both sides. And I'm also going to take my coffee so that I won't get in the habit of getting tempted to buy things when I get to church or on my way to church. So we're going to make our coffee at home and we're going to have our meal done so that when we come home, dinner will all be ready and set. So we are just
go to your
leaving
school?
church.
Yeah.
I'm
My
about
old
to
school.
stop at the grocery store so that I can get some stuff. I've been wanting Peruvian
she
food
goes
so
to the
bad. So I'm gonna get some stuff to make this sauce that usually goes along with it. And y'all, we got here just in time. I missed praise and worship because the Sunday prior to this one, it started at 10:30, and then today it started at 10. So we walked down right when church started. But I just have to be mindful and keep track of my schedule. I then have to pick up my, I had my friend go order this soap for Taylor's eczema. So we're gonna see how that works or whatever. I'm gonna go pick that up. Matter of fact, let me text her to make sure that she's home. But as y'all can see, I went ahead and started dinner, which I had put like a roast in. I seared it on both sides, and then I put it in my Instapot for 44 minutes. So I'm sure it's gonna be completely done by the time we get home. And we're probably gonna just have some rice and vegetables as a side to go along with that. Yeah, so let me stop rambling and head on over to the store. I just feel like a good Sunday brings a wonderful week of content. So I already had like our clothes and everything washed. Clothes are put up. I think I got like one load of clothes that still have to be put up. But yeah, like I feel like I could relax. I feel so released and overjoyed, and I still have some information I'm gonna share with y'all. And I'm gonna bring y'all along for the process and the journey for me. Yeah, so we'll be back.
I fall for you every time I try to resist. We can get away. Come chase beach views and then every day. All I wanna hear is an visions that we play. Sit right next to you. I try not to show how I feel about you. Think I wish away. Really wanna, I just wanna get away. Sit right next to you. I don't wanna kiss you. Yeah, I just wanna feel you. Now you're the one I'm thinking of. My higher ground, my rocket love. For gravity, I'd rather stay up here. We can get away. Palm trees, beach views on a night day. All I wanna hear is an visions that we play. Sit right next to you. I try not to show how I feel about you. I wish away. Really wanna, I just wanna get away. Sit right next to you.
Alright y'all, so I told y'all in the car I was going to show y'all, that's Jordan in the background, but I told y'all I was going to show y'all the soap. The company my friend picked it up from is called Buff City Soap, and it's all plant-based and everything. And when I tell y'all, they are so pretty and they smell amazing. This one has lavender. It is called Lavender and it has shea butter. But look at the design and everything. Like I said, it smells really good. I think that'll be like her bedtime. Excuse me, her bedtime soap. And then the other one is called Oatmeal and Honey. And this one smells amazing. Like, this is my favorite one out of the two. I might have to go and get me some of this, but I just like how the design is. And you can just tell that it's like very rich
Can I smell it?
You already smelled it. That's so good, Nisha. Yeah, but I just about finished making dinner. The kids want corn to go with it, so I'm about to. Okay, you're not the only kid. And I'm gonna make some green beans for myself. Taylor says she wants some too, so that will be the side for lunch. I just had a couple slices of the jerk turkey from Boar's Head. My cousin got me hooked on there. Shout out to Deonica, if you watch this video. It is good. The first time I got it, I got like a half a pound, and when I ate it, I was just like, I should have got more, because I always go for the smoked turkey, the mesquite or whatever, but it was very good. And I got some rice. Y'all know my rice is one of a kind, piping hot. It's 2 starches, but I'm probably not gonna eat too much of the potatoes. But I'm about to go upstairs and finish digging into the show. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier in the video, but I started watching this show right before we left for church this morning called Citadel. And from what I was reading on there, it's based on 2 people that lost their memories. They were some spies or whatever, but it was action-packed. So I'm gonna go ahead and relax for the evening and check that out, and I will be back with y'all tomorrow. I have a couple appointments going on. The kids here in Georgia start state testing this week. They also have a dentist appointment, and I have to go get my tags. Hold on, before I even end y'all, let me not do my family like this. So tell me why I went to go get my tags switched over. I have a lease Honda, and they still had Delaware tags on there, right? They expire in July. Yeah, they expire in July. So I decided to extend my lease for another year or whatever, because where are you going to get the car payment that I'm paying? Like, let's just be real. Like, my car payment is $279. So I'm not in the headspace to yet get another vehicle, and I haven't even started looking to even see what I wanted. If y'all know me, I'm a homebody at heart, so I never really go over my mileage or anything like that. But let me just speed up the story. So down here in Georgia, everything is, it's given segregation. Everything is still separated. Back in Delaware, yes.
She's recording.
Okay, Taylor, can you excuse her, y'all? So I had to go to the motor vehicles, I hope that's the name that I'm saying, to get my license switched over. They didn't even take my Delaware license, which I'm fine with that. Then to get my tags switched, I had to go to the tags and registration office all the way on another side of town. And I go in there and they were like $738. They make you pay upfront taxes here. And the lady was like, well, you lucky, because had you came a couple months ago, you would have been paying like $1,000. So she told me that because I had a lease, it was a whole process. I had to contact Honda to make sure that they were okay with me leasing from Georgia. And if they were, they had to send my title and everything. I'm filling up my ice machine, y'all. I had to get my title from them. So my title was shipped to the tax and registration office. So this week I gotta go there to get that and give them that $738. And they were like, you know, you have 30 days to switch your tags and everything. And my 30 days would have been on the 16th, but y'all, I have adapted and adjusted to my life and everything. But it's stuff like this that I feel like, somebody tap in and just take this off my plate. Like, some things I be wanting to delegate, but from what I understand, like after this year, I won't have to pay that price anymore, because I will already be registered here in Georgia. I can go to like a Kroger, which is a grocery store here, and just renew my tags that way, and it'll be like $20, $40 for 2 years or whatever. And the only reason why I'm not doing it for 2 years is because, like I said, I extended my lease for another year. But yeah, the lady was like talking to me because she gave me like a temporary tag just in case. I don't know why, because like I said, my tags don't expire until July. And I was like, are y'all gonna come out and look at my car? Like, y'all don't have to check my tires, my check engine light. She was like, no. I was like, well, why? And she was like, we don't do all that. She was like, with your year in car, she said it's not required. So I'm used to being in Delaware. We would have to drive through like the inspection line. They inspect your car and all that. And then you get your tags and all that renewed or whatever. But sorry for that little spiel. Everything is different in every places. But y'all, I could have did so much more with that money than having to pay. And I was like thinking like, it was gonna be like $400. I didn't even want to part with $400, to be honest. Like, as a mom and it's 4 of us, like I said, I could think of so many more things to do with that. And I'm like, y'all take layaway, like what is it giving? But yeah, so the kids have a dentist appointment. I'm gonna try to go there to the tags and registration before their dentist appointment. And then after their dentist appointment, I'm gonna drop them off at school because they got state testing. And that's that. And another thing, can we get into this crazy weather here in Georgia? Like, I had to cut my heat back on because as y'all can see, I had the air on. My house was reading 67 degrees. You know, I didn't drop the camera, but yeah, so the doctor was like really talking some true stuff or whatever that I didn't even think about. And she was like, you know, you should have went to the hospital. Like, who's to say how long oxygen wasn't flowing to your brain, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yeah, you absolutely right, but we here now. So she ordered me blood work and everything, and the lab results came back to like my email, and I'm like, okay, some of this stuff I already know. I know I'm anemic and I got low iron and low blood. So there were some other things that like popped up that didn't look familiar to me. I hope I got my phone. And that didn't look familiar to me. And I was just like, you know, calling them to like get more information or whatever. And the lady was like, well, the doctor ended up like being able to do a virtual appointment to go over my results. And she was like, you need to go see a hematologist. Like, we need to make sure it's not leukemia and all this other stuff. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to bring you back. So here we are to get some iron infusions. I was told that with my iron being so low, there's nothing pretty much better than iron infusions that will help get my levels up. So this is my first appointment. I was super nervous. However, they gave me a heated blanket, and right now I'm just waiting on my iron to arrive. They hooked me up already, which you can see it hanging from my arm, and they put saline in there just to flush it. The IV starter is now hooked up to the iron, which is in a little baggie here. And I have to sit here. The total time takes about an hour and a half for the bag to empty. And I'll be coming every week until my levels come up. Hey y'all, I did not pick up the camera not one time yesterday. I was really busy, but I did go get my tags. So I now have Georgia tags on my car. And it is 8:13 right now. I'm on my way I'm getting ready to take the kids to their dentist appointment. All 3 of them have dentist appointments. They also have statewide testing going on that they're gonna miss because I think it's only like in the morning. However, I already let the teachers know Case and be going to Delaware soon, and this appointment was already scheduled back in the day. So with that being said, I didn't want to reschedule the appointment for all of them. I just didn't want things out of whack. It's one of me, and it just works out better for me to take them all along, all together. So their appointment is at 9:30. I'm getting that excuse because they are all going at that time. I'm also taking a half a day from work. So once they're done there, I'll go ahead and start working. But I'm about to make me a quick breakfast while I have some time to burn. I pulled out my what is this? I forget the name of this brand, and I'll link it Greater Goods is the company that made this, but this is my nutritional scale. I'm doing a little mini cut for the next 4 weeks. So with that being said, I just need to make sure that my weighing and measuring of things is on point for my mini cut. And if you don't know what a mini cut is, I will go into detail like in another video. I am picking up my camera. Shout out to all my good sis and everybody that has reached out to me. I never got a chance to finish telling you all. Y'all know one thing I'm gonna do is get to talking and not moving. I never got to finish telling you all like about me passing out and all that. So let me just hurry up and give you guys like the brief synopsis. Oh, and the orders, this is the book that comes along with my scale. And I have to pretty much like find, let me sit y'all down for a second. I have to find the code that goes to like the pancakes and stuff like that, just so that I make sure what is going on. I have not used this tripod and I don't know how long. Okay, so let me see. Spices, herb, condiments. We are gonna say baked goods. Let me see what that's under. Oatmeal. Okay, cake sponge. Cakes, goods, pies. You know what? I think I'm gonna just get the measuring cup because it tells me that as well. So hold on, y'all. So I'm about to just make some Kodak power cakes, and a half a cup makes about 3 to 4. I think I'm just gonna try to make 1. So I know how much a half a cup is. I don't even know where I got that, but let me get moving. Okay, so let me pull y'all up. So basically, I felt like I passed out. Y'all know I'm new to Georgia, so I really haven't found like a primary doctor that I am locked in a load with. Like I feel like mainly my kids are the ones that have to go and be seen by the doctor more than me. Hold on, I'm just rinsing this off, y'all. So I go like during my yearly like things of that nature. So when I didn't go and be seen by like, or call the ambulance or anything like that, when I first fainted, I was like, okay, let me make a doctor appointment because the mom in me just popped up. And I was just like, okay, now what are the kids gonna do? And when my coworker was telling me that I was like sounding muffled and stuff like that, it really concerned me or whatever. So when I went to this doctor, she ordered all this lab work and stuff to be done. When she ordered the lab work, I got the results sent back to my phone. So she was like, you know, does anybody in your family have sickle cell? Has anybody ever in your family been diagnosed with leukemia or anything like that? So I'm like, no, but let me just be actual and factual. Let me ask my dad and my mom. My mom gets to worrying. So like, I was concerned. However, it was like, you know, and she was like, oh, your blood and your iron is so low and it resembles that of somebody having like leukemia. Kept saying like leukemia. So I'm just like, I know that things don't happen to you, but for you. Like, I'm a spiritual person, honey. I believe in the good Lord. All of that. And I know that sometimes, well, because the world sins and we continue to make the decisions that we know God doesn't approve of, we're going to continue to hit trials and tribulations. So I'm starting thinking to myself, like, what if it is me? Like, what if I do have leukemia and this is bringing our family together? Like, nobody in my family knew whether or not they had certain conditions and stuff like that. So I talked to my dad, and my dad was like telling me how he was in Tennessee and he passed out, and it was like something regarding his sugar levels, and he was like, first of all, either you gonna worry or you gonna pray. And that's why that's my dad. That's why that's my dad, because number one, I'm a daddy's girl. I've always been a daddy girl. Like when I would get sick at school or whatever, girl, my mom would straight up tell them people, call her dad. Call her dad or whatever. And girl, like I said, I'm pressed for time, so I'm using this good old butter knife. Ugh, I ain't touching this camera again, y'all. I'm gonna try to show y'all what is going on. But yeah, I'm a daddy's girl, and pretty much my mom will be like, you know, call her dad if she got to be picked up. Yep, I'm turning this into one pancake because how was I going to get anything bigger out of this little bit? I mean, how was I going to get 4 out of a half a cup? So my dad was like, you know, you good. He was like, the same thing happened to me when I was in Tennessee, and because my dad is not familiar with Tennessee, he was like on vacation. He didn't feel comfortable going to the hospital there. Like, you really have to be advocating for yourself, because you have people in these professions now that all they care about is a paycheck. They don't care about the needs and saving people's lives. Like, even like when it come down, I had to switch all good needs daycare. She been going to the same daycare since we've been here. And like, it was getting back to me by teachers that, you know, they would be showing favoritism and all this other stuff. And I'm like, listen, if you don't like kids, don't work with kids. If you don't want to save lives, don't be in a profession to where you're required to save a life or whatever. So my dad was just like telling me how the ambulance did come, they did check him out and everything, and it was just like something, he had ate like a piece of candy and it spiked his levels or something like that, and he passed out. So that's all started making me feel like a lot better. However, the doctor still seemed concerned, and I'm like, I'm not looking at what you're looking at. I don't even know what you're talking about. But I've always, like, once I talk to my dad, I'm like, yo, I used to go to the doctor, and when I tell you used to, you're going to understand what I'm saying. I used to go to the doctor every year. Like, my benefits and my insurance, like, you know how you got to meet your deductible? Always meet my deductible, because I don't play about my health and I don't play about my kids' health. And when it came down to it, sickle cell and all that would have been came up. I would have been in and out of the hospital from the time I was younger or whatever if I had sickle cell. That's number one. So we already knew that that wasn't. Now, it could have been the sickle cell trait. It definitely is not leukemia, because I fainted. Like, how did we get here? Like, it's giving Deborah Cox. Nobody's supposed to be here, you know, and I had just went last year or whatever. So she's looking at the fact that I fainted, which I don't think that my iron and my blood had anything to do with that. But she was like, you know, you need to go see a hematologist. And I just started thinking of it from a positive place, because myself and Jordan used to have to go to the doctors on a monthly basis to get our levels checked. And my primary doctor was like, you know, I'm not going to have y'all keep going to torture, because if y'all know me and y'all know my daughter, we don't like needles. Like, I don't like nothing going in my arm or anything like that. So the doctor was just like, I'm not going to keep causing y'all to be tortured. He was like, you know, some people, this is just their natural, their normal, and that's that. So what she was talking about, I'm like, okay, maybe you concerned because you just now seeing my blood work. Like, honey, I've been on a level. I've been on a struggle bus when it came to my iron and my blood or whatever. But I said, you know, everything happens for a reason. Like, maybe God was telling me, like, I need to go see a specialist, because a primary is going to take care of your primary day-to-day functions. A specialist, a hematologist, is going to, you know, make sure that your blood and everything in your body is working good. Yo, when I tell you that happened in March, I wasn't able to get into a hematologist until last week. And I kept calling. Like, I'm used to doctors in Delaware, like, when they have to refer you to somebody, they give you a list of people that you can call. Girl, this doctor was like, look it up online, try to find this, that, and the third. And when I found somebody, they were like, well, we won't even book an appointment with you until we have your charts and your medical records. Like, your doctor didn't give you a referral. I'm like, yeah, but she wanted me to find somebody, call them back. They was like, nah, we can't make no appointment, this, that, and the third. So, y'all, I'm getting tight about a minute. Because I'm like, y'all playing with my life. It's giving like the RK word. Y'all playing with my life here. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, I would get like calls from now, like my family, like my dad, like, have you heard anything? And I'm like, yo, I definitely don't want y'all to think that I'm not taking it seriously. But if they're telling me X, Y, and Z, what y'all want me to do? Like, they're not sending, girl, y'all, I didn't even went to the location of the hemo. Sorry if I'm not in the camera, y'all. I didn't even, y'all, this pancake smells so good. I didn't even went up to the hospital to try to sign for my paperwork to be released to the specialist and everything. And they were like, oh, we didn't get it. We don't know if it's because of the HIPAA law. It's blocking the email, so forth and so on. So when I finally got in the doctor office, the hematologist, they have you fill out like a paperwork and everything. And they were like, well, what is your concern? And I was like, my concern is the doctor want to rule out, because I already knew it wasn't my concern, but the doctor want to rule out that I don't have leukemia. So the nurse practitioner walked in the room. She was like, it's definitely 100% not leukemia. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I started praising, worshiping right then and there, because just to have that dark cloud over my mind. And I was going to come on here and tell y'all, because all my friends would tell y'all, I'm very transparent. And I feel like everybody that's around me, we operate on this like survival mode. Like, even with help, we are like moms, kids, we gotta be here. Like, we barely pay attention to us, to the point to where we might start developing a back problem. But as soon as that back ache go away, we just like, we think it's something wrong because now our back ain't hurting. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like pretty much telling my friends and those that are close to me, like, because the doctor had said some real stuff to me. And I don't know if I said this in the beginning of the video, but I was like, you know, she was like, well, why didn't you go to the hospital? And I was like, because of my kids. She was like, okay, so what if you wasn't here? And when she said that, girl, like, I'm trying not to get emotional, but when she said that, it hit me and it resonated with me, because I'm like, you absolutely right. And then I have an aunt that doesn't live too far from me as well. And it ain't no ill will. Like, I was just raised to the point to like, you handle your business. You get what I'm saying? Like, you only call people in extreme emergencies. And my aunt had been telling me, like, I'll keep the kids, like, you need to get out, you need to have time for yourself. And I'm like, I don't know what to do without my kids. Like, my kids is essentially my broke best friends, because that's who we rock with. Like, that's who I go out with, that's who I hang out with, or whatever. But the doctor pretty much was like saying that they order all this blood, y'all. And when I tell y'all, I normally have a hard time getting blood or them being able to like find a vein, because all the water I drink, for some reason, I still be dehydrated. But this particular time, y'all, I drank over a gallon of water the night before and that day, that morning of. I was in the bathroom 2 times before the nurse practitioner even came in the room. So, here go my pancake, y'all. I just took it out the thing, and I'm gonna make 1 egg. And sorry I'm all over the place, but stick with me, because like I said, this might resonate with somebody. I'm a firm believer in that. And so the doctor was like, you know, I'm gonna order up all this other stuff. And she said the reason why I'm gonna do that is because your results are telling me that it's probably something that you already had and live with. It's probably something genetic or hereditary. She was like, I'm thinking like sickle cell trait, which are all things that you can't essentially detect or whatever. So they was like, you know, it could be on your mom's side, on your dad's side. She said, now if your mom had the sickle cell trait and your dad had the sickle cell trait, you would be born with sickle cell. And she said, I find it hard to believe at your big age. I don't know what she was trying to say, but I gave her a pass because she gave me some clarity. She gave me a peace of mind when she said it wasn't leukemia. But she was like, you know, at your old age, you would have been in and out the hospital from the age of 2 if it was sickle cell disease or whatever. So she ordered me some tests, and she said, you know, your iron is really low. Like, if the normal range is between, I got to look at my papers, but I'm going off of what what's in my head. She said if the normal range for your iron is like, let's just say like 15 to like 60 or whatever. Yo, I was at a 3. No lie, but that was the first reading. So when they took the blood work that second time, like a couple hours later, because now I'm at a specialist, I got my results back. And she was like, you know, with your iron being that low, she said, I would love to start you on iron infusions. We'll run it through your insurance to see if they want you to do the bi-weekly or whatever. So, I got the results back, and everything that I was saying like normal and negative. She said that she was thinking that it was something like with the sickle cell trait. She was thinking that it was something, it could have been something called beta or alpha thalassemia or something like that. And she said all of these are like genetic or hereditary type things or whatever. So I was like, you know, well, if it comes back and it's any of these things, like, is there anything that I have to do? Am I going to have to be on medicine? And like, you know, asking these questions. And she was like, no. She said, put it like this. She said, let me give you a visual. She said, when you're 96 years old in a nursing home with dementia and they come to draw blood from you for whatever reason, she said, they're going to be like, oh, she needs a blood transfusion because my levels are low. She said, however, your levels are your normal. She said, one thing about like the medical field and the medical world is they may give you a range of what's normal. However, God created all of us differently. So your normal may not be my normal. And she was like, you're not even going to need a blood transfusion. However, if people don't know your history, your background, they may be concerned that your iron is that, or your blood is that low or whatever. But she was like, I'm willing to bet that that's going to come back. So when I got my blood work going, when I tell you all the God that I serve, he don't play about me. And that's why I need to stop playing about him, because I know, like, and lately I've been on it, y'all. Y'all seen the clip from us being in church. I feel like in my soul, I didn't find my church home. Like, I feel like this is somewhere that my kid, I'm going off on the tangents, honey, but I'm trying to give y'all the catch up that y'all deserve or whatever. But basically, he don't play about none of us. And that's just that on that. So when I got my blood work back, everything came back negative and normal. So when y'all seen the clips of me going into the office to get my first iron infusion, right before that appointment, the same person went over my lab results. And she was like, some of the tests, the blood work that was ordered had to be approved by my insurance company. And she said she was able to get all the tests except for the one for alpha thalassemia. She said, and all of it came back negative and normal. So I was just like, okay, well, I was seeing what you were seeing or whatever. And she was like, but I don't believe it. And I'm like, okay, like, you already told me that I don't have to worry about anything. It's not going to cause anything later on in the future. So I ain't worried about nothing. That's just my mojo and my mind frame at that point. And I'm going to put a little bit of turkey bacon, because I be trying to meet my, Canadian bacon. I be trying to hit my protein goals. And these are like easy things that I could do to hit that. So she was like, she had to put a note in my chart because my insurance declined the hereditary, like the DNA assessment for alpha thalassemia or whatever. And she's like, listen, she said, because we already have your schedule of you coming back here on a weekly basis to get your iron infusions, she said, one of these days, we just gonna have you go upstairs to go get blood drawn again so that we can test you for the alpha thalassemia once your insurance covers it or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So she was like, and if that come back negative or normal, I'm not going to believe it. She said, because my MCV levels are very low. But she was like, you know, it's nothing life-threatening. It's nothing that I got to be concerned with. She just needs to know, like, why the average or the norm is supposed to be 80 and mine is at a 60 for that level or whatever. So I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. So now, y'all, every week I've already had one transfusion. I will be going on a weekly basis to go get iron infusions, because I've taken like iron pills and stuff. I feel like the only time I'm not anemic is when I was with child, and because she ain't never gonna be with child again, that's just not an option. But the doctor was like basically telling me that even with the amount of foods that are high in iron, like mine is so low and my absorption is so low that it can tear up my stomach. Like, you know, it just don't even make sense me going to the infusions, which I didn't even know was a thing. It was a process, y'all, because I had to sit there for, They had to give me a saline, so I'm gonna walk y'all through the steps. They gave me, I'll put that in the clip, y'all. I haven't edited this video yet, but when it comes time to it, I'll go ahead and make sure that that part is in the clip or whatever. But yeah, like I am starting to feel better, and that's only my first one, but yeah, I'm excited. So I have that on a weekly basis, and then I go back in August. So your girl is getting ready to be back full time with the consistency. And let me tell y'all what I don't like about me is I won't pick up the camera like during the time that I'm going through something. And when I found out the news that it could have been leukemia, I also for like 2 days stopped working out, and I was like, Jason, I had to like tap on it. You're not getting ready to do this. Like, you didn't came too far to come too far. And you know, like, God is the one that got the final say. So regardless of whatever it is, and that's how I need to be when it comes to coming on here talking to y'all. Like, sometimes I guess, what is it called? Imposter syndrome. I'm just being all the way transparent. I just be thinking like, you know, well, I'm not leaving. I'm not going nowhere. I ain't did nothing. You know, like, they don't want to see this. They don't want to see that. And half the time I get y'all messaging me talking about, oh sis, I didn't even get a notification that this video was up, that you posted. And that's my fault, y'all, because I'm shy. Like, as bubbly as my personality is, I can be very shy. But I plan on bringing y'all along for all of this. Y'all done asked about y'all good niece Taylor. She is alive and well in the land of the living. Honey, I got gray hair all around the side of my edges. I ain't even slicked the edges down. The other two nieces, Kason and Jordan, is doing very well. So I am about to eat breakfast. It's now 8:36. I ain't do too bad on my timing. But I just wanted to give y'all a quick update. And I also want to give somebody this word of encouragement. Stop being afraid of the unknown. You know, and don't let nobody tell you what you know to be true about you. Like, I shouldn't have even been shaken off of my platform in the kingdom, because I already knew that I been dealt with iron issues, blood issues in the past. You get what I'm saying? I've been told that this was like normal for me. Everything that the hematologist told me, I already knew. But everything happens for a reason. So I felt like I probably been needed to see a hematologist. But when my primary said, you know, toodaloo, it was just toodaloo, you know. So with that being said, stick to your goals, stick to what you know to be true, you know, and, you know, if you are a spiritual person, because I ain't trying to, you know, put nothing on nobody, but keep God first, because he's definitely showing up and showing out. Like, a lot of y'all seen my life from when I took in Taylor, when I got my house, when I relocated, and I'm letting something like this, you know, affect me and get to me. So I always hope that, you know, I reach somebody and I minister to somebody. And for that reason, I love y'all. Thank y'all for being patient with me each and every time. I'm not going to leave y'all hanging no more. I'm going to really try to come up with a schedule as far as, but I'm going to stop rambling. And I will catch y'all on the next video. So, oh, just so that y'all know as well, like, majority of my life has been lately health and wellness. That's the phase that I'm at. I know a lot of y'all may have found me from me buying my house and decorating. Y'all will probably still see some of that stuff too. However, I'm a little beyond that, you know. And when I say I'm a little beyond that, I just mean as far as like, your girl is trying to be outside. I'm trying to be a little snatch. Y'all look at this shirt and like how I used to have a problem with like button up shirts because either it would be too tight here because of the twins, or my arms are short. I got very short arms. Yeah. Oh, and then another thing is, even though that girl is beautiful, attractive, even though that guy is cute and handsome, you need to know who you laying down with genetically and everything. Because like I said, I was learning a lot. And I was like, you know, me being all in my head back in the day when I had my kids, I ain't never say, hey, do you have the sickle cell trait? It's other conversations that need to be had before you lay down with somebody, before you marry somebody, before you get in a relationship, other than what you doing today or what's your favorite color. But I'm gonna end that on this note. Y'all have a good day. I will check in with y'all on the next video. See y'all later.